Hi guys, welcome to beybs Life in the US.
This is what all the elites in this country, we're the declining power, the rising power, CCP's rising power, so we should just kind of nudge them along and get them to accept free market capitalism and all that. So he came to the embassy one day, took me for lunch, and talked for about 3 or 4 hours, and I went to the book and I said, hey, look, Professor, not just because you guys try to sell the same thing back in the early 70s with Russia, because you did it, the same two guys try to sell the Soviet Union as a rising power, America decline. I said, let's leave that aside. Let's leave the unpleasant history of you and Kissinger trying to sell that before, which was dead wrong. About the book itself, I said, you know what's interesting? Not one time in the book that you wrote and all the background you provide do the elites in the country, the power that's declining, and more money on the way down. I said, isn't that that our elites have been bought and paid for, but they're making more concentration of wealth in this country? What's happened over the last 10 or 15 years? This is all kind of well thought through. This ain't conspiracy, it's an open, they're up in your face about it. And it's great that a billion people, right? Or 1.3 billion, whatever your calculation is. There's a lot. Apparatus that they run the country with. Of that, it's only a couple thousand that matter. And in the factions and the clans that fight each other, you get down to a couple of dozen meaningful players. That's who controls illegitimate. And because, wait for it, the United States of America, after the war, we allowed this to happen. We had all the power in China. Make sure that you could have a free democratic China. And I'm not saying Shanghai Japanese folks were the best, because they were not corrupt up to their eyeballs. Okay? But the United States, the Chinese people and the Russian people that took the brunt of the fascists and the Imperial Japanese Army were left to kind of deal with themselves with these horrible dictators in the Bolsheviks in Moscow and in Peking at the time. So this big think piece comes out and says, no, we're not thinking about this. This decoupling all this is really bad. We're going to figure out how to essentially have a group home. Right? And then I look down, and it's from my favorite, the Carnegie Endowment piece. And I go, wow. I said, I think good old Natalie Winters, I think she's been on these folks for a while. And Shazam, she certainly has. Natalie, this gets to the heart of the infiltration into our nation among our elites. I want you to take it. Tell me about this guy. Tell me about the Carnegie Institute for Peace. It's right there in Washington, D.C., one of the biggest, most prestigious think tanks. And their relationship, ma'am, to the Chinese Communist Party.
Sure, so this article, it's titled "The Fevered Anti-China Attitude in Washington is Going to Backfire." Even though the byline says it's by John Bateman, it very well could have been authored by the Chinese Communist Party, because the talking points that run through it really are straight from Beijing. Some of their Made in China 2025 initiatives calling for the United States and China to maintain close ties in the technological field, but really just more broadly that Americans should not view China as a competitor, but rather a collaborator. And like you said, these are kind of the old, tried and tested talking points of the old establishment, whether it's Russia or China, trying to really gaslight the American people to have them perceive their reality as untrue, that the Chinese Communist Party is actually an ally, when in reality it's the largest existential threat to the United States and our way of life. But what's so interesting, and I think why this piece really resonated with so many people, especially those of us who follow Chinese Communist Party and media, is this really is a perfect
age as far as being able to maneuver, and time does take a toll on you, and safety becomes an issue. 5 years ago, when I was driving a scooter, I could go an hour and a half, 2 hours, no problem. Just stop every now and then for a little rest and keep on going. We'd drive to Chateau to go see your parents. We'd drive all the way up the hill to the Twin Lakes.
Yeah.
butt starts to hurt, I start to get distracted, and then if it gets windy or if it gets rainy, I feel like it's dangerous, we've got to pull over. And so I felt that purchasing a car, I decided this a year ago, is no longer a want, it's a need. And safety has to be priority number one. Last year, I actually went out and priced cars. We did the proverbial car shopping. We looked at Hyundai, we looked at Kia, we looked at Toyota, we looked at a number of different brands, and they were all equally confusing. And trying to figure out which one was the best one for us. But I was always been drawn towards Toyota, simply because of its reputation of being reliable. I've met a number of guys out here that have bought Toyotas. They've been very happy with it. And so that was my decision, was to buy a Toyota. Now last year, I was still too much, even though I could afford it last year, I was still too much of a cheapskate. Just go ahead and pull the trigger. I said, you know what? Because I have this motto is don't buy anything that you can't walk away from. If I invest this much money into a car, it's not something I can just walk away from. But I've since fine-tuned the thinking and thought, how much price can I put on my safety and her safety? There is no number. And it needs to happen if we're going to continue to live out here. The good news is that cars and bikes actually hold their value very, very strongly out here. And it's really tough to get hurt on the resale of a car. I bought a clunker a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That was just a terrible car. And I did a very poor job, I admit it, of doing due diligence, getting it checked out and whatnot. And I think I paid $3,000 for it, and I ended up selling it for $2,800. And so I lost $200. And that was actually a commission that I paid to Toto, our mechanic.
Yeah.
He sold it for us. So I didn't want to hassle with it. So we pretty much broke even on that deal and learned a lot from it. And it turned us off of used cars completely. Yeah. And so we decided to go with new. And once we decided that we were going to get the WeGo, other things popped up. We decided to take some trips and whatnot, and being cognizant of the budget, we just sort of continued along with the scooter. It's been raining like crazy for the last few months, and then another dynamic came in, which is the money. So let me get to that. When we were back looking at the WeGo, the peso was at about 50 to 1, 50 pesos per dollar. And the WeGo sells for, I had to write this down, 681,200 pesos. That's automatic air conditioning.
Okay, bye everyone, and don't forget to subscribe below and thumbs up to our channel, and check out our beybs closet in HCEB and Mekari, and also check out our beautiful decor in HCEB. Bye bye guys, see you to the next video. God bless you all. Bye.